Hello YouTube, it's DsChroniclesTho, and we are back at it again with yet another chapter of this epic ass story. And you know how it goes. Before I get into this chapter, I would first like to go over what happened in the last chapter. So last chapter, shit got pretty crazy. Pretty much, I was super depressed, super upset, super sad, and I turned to sex as a drug to get over the breakup, which was a pretty shitty idea. Ended up doing bad things with bad people, and during that entire thing, an opportunity for a promotion came up at my job when I was working at the bank. Shoulda got it, woulda got it, didn't fucking get it. I was super upset about that, and then I realized, what am I doing? So I decided to quit my job. I decided I needed to get the fuck out of Chicago. Decided to go move down to Texas and look at schools in Texas because I want to do public relations as a major, And that's where we're going to pick up in this chapter. So I put in my 2 weeks, right? And then I wait that shit out, and then finally 2 weeks is up. I'm out of that job. I'm out of that shit, and I'm ready to move on. So I drive myself down to Texas because of the fact that since I'm going to be staying there, I decided to stay there like that entire summer. So I couldn't just fly out there and just have like a little duffel bag with me. What am I going to do? You know what I'm saying? What am I going to do all day? So I drive down there with like all my shit, like all my games and everything like that, because games are life. And I go down there and I like set all my stuff up in my cousin's place. And I'm going down there and I decided to like visit a couple different schools. And everything seems to be going good. And since I decided to stay down there, I didn't really know too many people. I have family there, but outside of that, like I didn't really know anybody. So if my family's at work or whatever it may be, like I don't have anybody to talk to. So I was like, fuck, I need a new hobby. And the thing about that is like a lot of my family in Texas is like all about like health and working out and all that shit, fitness shit. And I never really been about it, but I figure like fuck it. If everyone else out here is doing all that stuff, I'll just be a bandwagon, I'll just start doing that shit. And so then I just started like working out every single day. So like I would wake up in the morning, like eat a fucking protein bar with like some water, like protein shake or like some shit, and then I would just start working out. And then after that, I would like get ready for the day, and then I would go to like my cousin's house or like go hang out with like go out with them like to the movies or go to restaurants or shit, like just shit like that. But I pretty much spent like that entire fucking summer just like working out every single day, like nonstop, every single day. And I don't find working out to be like exciting. I think it's super, super, super boring. It's so fucking boring. But I was just doing it just to do it, and the strange thing was that it made me feel like I was more in control of my life. It was so odd because like I was so organized about it. Like I had like specific times, like I'm gonna wake up at this time, and then from this time to this time I'm doing this, and then from this time to this time I'm doing this, and then I'm doing this, and then I'm preparing my meals, and like there was just like so much about it, like made me feel like having all that organization just made me feel like really good about like my situation. It made me feel like I was like on track and like on top of all my shit. And then I go to like visit the schools and like the tours that were going on. Like, everything just seemed like it was going so well, And pretty much that's all I spent like the entire time I was out there. So finally that summer is over, and I feel like, I'm on top of all my shit, right? I come back, and then when I'm back, I start working at my old retail job again, right? Just because I figure, you know what, fuck it, like I'm just gonna get a job just so I can get some money, and then while I'm waiting, till I can apply to these schools. And one of my old coworkers at the bank I used to work at, they had went to a different bank, and they were telling me how like a position just opened up at the one I'm currently at. Like it's a pretty easy job. Like it's pretty slow here. You don't really have to do much, and the pay is better because it's at a nice area. And they were like, you should definitely come work over here. And I was hesitant at first because I was telling them like, I'm planning on leaving. Like I'm gonna be applying to like schools like out of state. Like I missed my chance right now, but when the next semester comes up, like in January, I'm gonna be applying to these schools, and I'm gonna try and like leave. So I'm not gonna be able to stay there for long. And they're saying how like that's fine. Like it doesn't matter. Like just apply, work here for however long you can, and then you can leave. So I figured like what, fine. Like I'll just do it. I'll just do that. Like I already worked at a bank before. I already know like how it works. I know like a lot of the basic things. Like it's not gonna be a very difficult. Like whatever. I'll just go back to it. So I start working there, and then it gets to the end of the year, and I do all my applications, and I'm just like waiting. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting on the responses. Just waiting on the responses. And then finally, I hear back from the schools, and the schools that I applied to, all of them said no, and I was just like what the fuck, like now working at this bank feels so much worse because I just feel like I'm back to where I started. Like I'm gonna have to stay here till at least the following semester, which wasn't gonna be until summer was over. It felt like I just wasted a year of my life because like nothing has changed. Like I'm at a different bank doing the same thing, and this is not where I want to be. Like I want to be in school. Like I want to be working towards that degree, but I can't because I'm stuck. And I mean, the whole sex thing was like still there. I was still doing that bullshit. And now it was even worse because before, like, it was at least distracting me, but now it's like, not only am I not being distracted by it, like, it doesn't make me feel any better about anything that's going on. I'm also stuck at this job now that I didn't even want to be in the first place. And it's not to say that, like, the people there are better or anything like that. Like, the coworkers are chill. It was a good job. It was an easy job. It wasn't, like, anything difficult or stressful. It was just that, like, that's not where I wanted to be at all. And, like, the fact that I was working somewhere where I didn't want to be, like, just made it feel like it was like a prison. Like I was like stuck in this spot in my life. And with all that going on, I still had the problem of Lacey was still like every once in a while she was still trying to talk to me and figure out where we're at, and that never went over well because again, like, it's like now I finally realized like why I felt like we needed to break up. Like at the time I didn't understand why I like had that feeling, but now that I know like what I'm trying to do, it made sense that I felt like that because I thought that it would get me to like figure my life out, I guess. And I mean that's what she wanted from the jump. Like that's like where all like the problem started because she knew like what she wanted and she knew what she wanted like out of me, and I knew I wanted to like be able to do that for her. It's just that I wasn't there. Like I couldn't like get myself to do it. And now like I'm willing to go. I'm willing to like do like all the things that like she was originally like trying to get me to do, but I felt like since I haven't accomplished it yet, that we still shouldn't get back together because I was scared that if we did, then maybe like I would lose like that momentum that I had, or I would lose that drive. And it sucked because like she would say like, do you want me to wait and everything? And like I would have loved to have said yes. Like I would have loved to have been like, yes, wait, just wait, just wait. Just like don't do anything with your life and just wait and I'll catch up and then we can get back together and everything will be like I wanted so bad to say that. It's just I could not allow myself to be that guy. Like I couldn't I just couldn't be the guy who's like, "Oh, I'm going to break up with you to fix my life and I want you to wait for me until I'm good to go." Like I just couldn't do that shit. So I would tell her like, "Nah, you don't have to wait." Hoping that like it would all work out. Like I was so confident that like it would just all work out. So I don't need to like be that guy. And as time moved forward, like I was still at that job and I was still like unhappy working there, and I was still unhappy like hooking up with these random people, and like I would see her life and how like everything was just going better for her, like, since I left. Like, she was, I mean, she was getting close to finishing up her degree now, and she was working at a better job. She was making more money. She was doing really well for herself, and she just she just seemed happy, and I think seeing that made me want to look for different distractions because the sex was no longer enough. Like that wasn't doing anything for me anymore, and I wanted to feel like I could help people. So I started like finding girls that like had like a lot of problems and shit, or like they had like gone through like a lot of stuff, and I made those like my projects, and I would try and like build them up, and I would try and like help them out, and I would try and like get them to be in a better spot in their life, and I would just do all like I just wanted to like help everybody else out because I just felt like nothing can help me. I don't know, it was just like it was so weird, but it just became like an addiction. Like it's like I passed like the sex addiction and I went to like fucking helping everybody else. Like that was like my new shit, right? And I would just constantly like find people. It's like, damn, like you're fucked up, dude. Like some bad things happen to you. I'm here. I'm gonna get you through it. Like this is gonna be like my new shit, right? And I was doing that like with like a lot of different people that I was meeting, and it was cool because like it made me feel wanted or it like made me feel needed, and that was like something that I hadn't felt since Lacey, honestly, and that kind of like started changing the way I wanted to be, I guess, and it like definitely made me more. I don't want to say emotional because I'm not gonna sit here and be like I'm like always crying or some shit, but like it definitely like I guess to an extent kind of did, just because before I didn't really care. Like I did not give a shit about like people's feelings like at all. I mean, obviously like my family and friends, like I cared about them and shit like that. But like other than that, I really didn't care. It was like if you're cool, then we can be cool. But if you're not cool, like fuck off. I just did not care. But now that I was trying to like actively like help other people like with their shit and like their problems, like and that made me feel better. Like I like wanted to like build up on that, and I wanted to like be more like that. And while this was going on, I met someone who, I mean, like I said, like they had a lot of problems, and I knew I could help them. Like I knew that I could help their situation. I knew I could make them feel better about it. Like I knew like I could get them to like get out of that like kind of like rut, I guess, or like get out of that mentality. And so like we started talking a lot, and I mean it was so weird because like the way it happened, like it kind of just like snuck up on me, and I mean essentially I was building like an actual relationship with this person, and it was just like I said, like I enjoyed feeling wanted, I enjoyed feeling needed, I enjoyed feeling like I was helping somebody else, but where it started off to where I was just like helping them the whole time, I was just helping her the whole time. Like it quickly progressed into like her helping me a lot, like through what I was going through, and like helping me like get through like my feelings and like figure out like what I'm trying to do. And that was different because I just spent so much time helping others and like not really getting helped in return, and now it's like I'm helping somebody and they're also helping me, so it just made that feel like like I said, like the relationship kind of just snuck up on me. I was like, damn, like I really do like this person, like I really do care about this person. And once that started happening, I pretty much just like dropped like all the random hookups with like people. I just fucking dropped all that shit because it, like I said, like that really wasn't doing anything for me anymore. Like I was like I needed something more than that. Like I wanted something more, and I found it in her. And I mean, we started dating and everything like that, and it was so weird because for so long I was just like always like bitter or like always upset or like getting mad at everything or just like sad. Like it was just like I never felt like myself. And I was finally starting to like get that back, you know? And I think that was like the biggest thing that like made me want a relationship with her was the fact that like I was finally like getting back to like how I used to be, you know? And then we started dating and it just seemed like things were looking up, you know? It seemed like things were starting to look better for me. I don't know, like it was just like things were going in like a better direction. And so we're dating for a few months and then it gets to April. And I mean, Lacey's birthday is in April. And I've told her happy birthday, you know? I've gotten her Christmas gifts. And none of that has changed. None of that had changed since the breakup. So, from like 14 years old to like 22 years old, every single year, I said happy birthday and I got her something for Christmas. And like I said, that hadn't changed yet. So I figured, why would that be any different now, you know? Even though we hadn't talked in months. Like, I can't not say happy birthday to Lacey. What the fuck is that, right? So I texted her, said happy birthday. And she responds with, don't ever contact me again. And I mean, fuck that. I was like so taken back by that. I was like, what? Like I was so confused by it because in my head I thought we were on good terms. Like in my head I thought that like nothing was wrong. Like in my head I thought that it was okay for me to say that. And then I find out she has a boyfriend. And I just lost my shit at that. People I shouldn't be having sex with became like my go-to. I know one example was, so I met this person and they were married